At the FayWhat show, we want to introduce you to interesting people that are important to our LGBTQ plus community. And today is no different. I am super excited to be in bed with Howard Andrew from FabScout. Yes, gay porn, that's what it's all about. Enjoy.
I've been trying to get you in bed forever. I know, funny joke, insert, and we always make it all the time. And you're like, I'm not going to get in bed with you. And look, here you are, in bed with FayWhat. I'm sorry. Did you lose a bet?
No, hey, it's not like I haven't been in bed with a woman before.
How long has it been?
44 years.
All right, so it's been 44 years since Howard Andrew has been in bed with a woman, and here I am breaking it up.
That one actually gave me a daughter.
Oh,
so
that's
if you
sweet,
give me a daughter, we have a problem.
Listen, there's enough sperm in here that I can give you triplets. I mean, I can get pregnant just by breathing.
Do you dare me to get the black light out? We could walk the
No. Some things are better left unseen. You know what I mean? Like small penises. Just saying. How did all this start? I mean, give me like the short version of this. Because, I mean, you didn't expect to be part of such a huge gay porn, representing organization like FabScout. Like, how did that happen?
I worked for several companies in retail for many, many years, and there was a company, I worked for Party City for 15 years, and then I went to a company called Paws and Claws, which is kind of a takeoff on Build-A-Bear.
Okay.
And we did an event at the Staten Island Mall, and I had the Sugar Beats, which is a really popular children's musical group. And they came, and we were expecting about 1,500 people, 15,000 showed up.
Woo!
I got my ass kicked by Staten Island police and sheriff and everything. Anyway, so at the end of it, I put my computer and my keys on the stage, and I'm like, thank you, everybody, have a great day. And I took a cab to the airport. I was done. I came home, and my husband at the time and I went out to Cupid's Cabaret in Miami that night and had a great time, and I was watching the bartender stealing money. And I asked for the manager, and this guy came over and said he was a manager. And then he asked me if he can come back, if I could come back the following night, which I did. And it was a different bartender, and that bartender was stealing.
Okay.
So the guy pulls me in the office, and his name is Michael. He was the owner of Cupid's. And they fired the first bartender. The second bartender was actually the general manager. They fired him, and boom, next day I was the GM.
Of Cupid's?
Never worked in a bar before.
Okay, and Cupid's is what? Is it like a Velvet? Is it like a swingers club? Is it a sex club? What would you...
Cupid's was, they had two locations, one in Miami and one in West Palm. It was better than any Swinging Richards, better than
Velvet?
Johnson's and stuff. I haven't been in a female strip bar in years, but it was.
No, Velvet was is a swingers, like for both. But it was good.
It was classy, it was upscale, it was clean.
Okay.
So, and there I am for the next 7 years. And then this man came in one day and said he wanted to hire one of my dancers. And I said, yeah, okay. Because I thought he was, a hooker, whatever. And he told me who he was. His name was Rick Ford. He was basically the man that started gay porn the way that we know it.
Wow.
And I was blown away because I knew the name. And he spent 3 days with me and taught me how to be an agent. And I said, okay. And 2 days later, FabScout was born.
And here you are.
Here we are 20
decades
years later. 20 years.
2 decades later. Holy crap. Do you remember the first person you signed?
Brad Starr. Brad Starr. He was the one. I mean, we are 20 years later. I'm still in touch with him, but
he retired.
Yeah, it's old. But I remember the first time I met him. He was working with another company, and we had agreed we were going to work together. And then I had started signing a few other people, and then I had met online a producer for an owner of a company called Massive Studios. John Bruno. He passed away a couple of years ago, and then right after that, I met Shishi LaRue, and I was like, oh my God, I'm like starstruck,
God.
and then it became just, okay.
And she still works with you a lot. She's constantly posting every time she's down here for a couple of months working.
18 years later, Shishi and I are still friends, and I value that friendship, and that's a wonderful thing. 20 years later, and 10,000, 20,000 models, whatever, that have gone through the system, and we do what we can to keep the boys working, and
you do a great job of it. I mean, come on. So, if you wanted to, you could watch porn all day. I know you've got things you have to do, but I'm saying if you wanted to, like after you book somebody, do you watch
No.
Never.
The thing with these guys is they become my kids.
Mm.
So once I get to know them, they become part of my family, and it becomes creepy. You know, my office being right on the other side of that wall. I might walk back here to make sure everything is okay, and, but it's not like walking back here to be creepy and get a look at a naked guy because I see it all day long.
So are you numb to it? So do you
Very.
don't? Okay, so you can come back here and there's a bunch of boys having a great time doing a movie, and you won't even go, "Ooh, wow, he's hot." Like you're numb to it at
No,
this
because
point?
most of them are my
Because they're
boys.
your friends now.
But if they're not my guys, like
Yeah.
if it's a guy from another agency or somebody that rented the studio, whatever, that's a little different. Because
Yeah.
then I'll look at it like, oh, he's, you know. But my analogy when people say, oh my God, best job ever,
Yeah.
is if you worked at McDonald's, would you eat French fries when you got home?
No.
If you worked at a movie theater, would you eat popcorn at home?
No.
That's my analogy on what I do all day long.
Yeah.
And when I go out to a bar or when I'm out anywhere and people say, oh, do you know this guy? Do you know this guy? Could you give me free lube? Can I have a password to this website? Can you introduce me to this porn star?
These
It's
are
like,
the things that they tell you.
this
for
is
real?
why I don't go out. You know,
When I see
when
you,
you see me
when
out
I see
of
you,
work,
you have a job.
Right.
Yeah, to do.
I do a lot of volunteer work in this
Mhm.
town because it keeps me occupied and grounded. And I don't enjoy going out, like to go out to a bar and hang out. That's not my thing. I don't enjoy it because for me, that's work.
Yeah.
But when I do an event like Pride or the pool parties or whatever, my job is to run that ticket desk, and I'm making sure everybody's doing things
I
correctly.
know. Listen,
So-
I'll walk up and I'm like, "Hi, it's me. Just let me in." He's like, "Nuh-uh. Where's your ticket?" I'm like, "Howard, but it's me. You got a ticket somewhere." I'm like, "Damn it." So,
okay, but we found it.
No, but we found it. We found it. So I used to work.
Bitch.
I used to work at a strip club years ago. Big surprise, right? You know, a lot of the girls had to drink a lot and do a lot of drugs to get through the day. Okay, and I'm not saying that a lot of them didn't already come in with issues. All right, but to do what they were doing and the extra stuff, they needed to be inebriated or on a lot of drugs. Do you find that to be the case also with the boys?
Yeah, I would say probably more so the boys than the girls because I would say probably 40%, 50% of my guys are what we call gay for pay. They're straight, you know, I was like, I felt that the sex worker community was really being mistreated, and you know, I jumped on it.
Yep.
And
So, folks, what happened basically is like you guys know about monkeypox. It came in like a lion, and all the media reports were scary as hell. They were telling us that our boys were going to get monkeypox. You know,
we were affected hard.
I even asked my wife. I'm like, look, I'm around these boys all the time. Okay, should I be getting a monkeypox vaccine? Because I was just so scared of the just all this crazy media stuff that was coming out. But then I read a story about you taking care of all your boys. Mind you, you couldn't find a monkeypox appointment. You just couldn't. Broward Health, everybody was just overwhelmed, and you got all your boys vaccine, and then you started opening up to the
it
public.
wasn't only my boys. It was never about my boys. It was, I mean, obviously it was about my boys, but the reality was anybody in the sex worker community. I don't care if it was male, female. I don't care if it was trans or any other alphabet letters we're going to choose to use. I just felt that people needed to get a hold of the vaccine, and if I could be a medium and make that happen, that's what we did. And then, fortunately, from me doing it, a lot of nightclubs in Fort Lauderdale and a lot of other places were able to get it started and get it done, and people got vaccinated, and that became the beauty of it all.
Yeah. How crazy
Sure.
was FabScout during COVID? I mean, how? Like,
The
did you just-
industry
what?
basically shut down for about a year. There were a couple of websites shooting. The majority of them were shut. And then when they started to pick up, it became double dose COVID testing. It was a COVID test a week before, and then when you got to wherever you were going, it was another COVID test. So the amount of money that we were putting out for tests was insane.
Because that was before the easy peasy rapids that we all have at home now, right?
That's when those were first starting.
And
we
they
were
were-
allowed to
they
go
were
to
iffy.
Walgreens and get two. So I remember, you know, we were all going to every Walgreens in town, picking up two from here, two from here, two from here. It was kind of wrong.
A lot, but also a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about the people that missed out on having those COVID tests because, you know, really hot gay porn guys needed them more. But
Hey, you know, it was that and those inhaler things that you sniff in the little brown bottles.
Mm-hmm.
That's what pulled FabScout through COVID. Without those,
poppers. Okay, so can we talk about poppers? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, poppers are illegal, so I would never talk about poppers. I would talk
Okay.
about the inhalants.
Okay,
Nail
let's-
polish remover. but-
Okay. Yeah, they're sold that way. All
Yes.
right. So, you also sell those
I
as
do.
well, right? But I mean, I've seen them everywhere. Like, have those? They've come back. I mean, I feel stupid even asking that, just because I know that I know that inhalants have been around for a while, right? And then all of a sudden, Little Nas X started talking about it on stage. All of a sudden, Madonna started doing an Instagram about them. Has it become more popular, or is it just the same? Because even white girls are now doing it
I would
with
say
their crews.
in the 70s and the 80s, they were really a big deal. 90s, they're still around. And, you know, it slowed down a while, but it picked up again maybe 10 years ago. When I started carrying them, we were doing okay. I carried like 5 different kinds. Now I carry, I think, 8 different kinds. And during COVID, no wood. You know, thank goodness that's what kept us in business.
Oh wow. Okay.
I was running sales. I was, you know, I don't, even now I run sales all the time and I don't make a lot of profit on it, but I make a lot of people happy and it moves the merchandise. And, you know, it got me in a little bit of trouble with a Fort Lauderdale bar this weekend. That was not my issue. It was somebody else's issue. And I'll talk about that later.
Okay. But that's
Because
but
they
it's
see
a,
how much I sell them for and it makes them mad because you could sell them for $10 more. And why should I? Why? I
but you don't, and that's okay. They're just mad that they didn't think about it first. That's what it is.
No, they're. If you go to the bathhouse and buy a bottle, it's going to cost you $40 for the same bottle that I sell for $20.
Yeah.
And
See, you heard it here first. Mention the FayWhat show, and you can get that same discount for you.
there you go. I'll put a coupon code. Go to FabScout.com/shop,
Okay.
and you can say FayWhat in the discount code section. It'll give you 20% off everything on the site.
You see, and you say FayWhat never gives you anything, right?
I will give your people 20% off.
Don't you love that? Your butt will say thank you as well. I mean, think about it.
And your mouth, because that thing you have on the side there, you can't pull it out. You can't. Now he's gonna have to edit that. I think that you know, once COVID got back to normal, and then monkeypox took over, and now monkeypox is gone, and everybody thought COVID was gone, and currently at the moment we're praying for a very well-known member of our community who's suffering at the moment from COVID. I think we as a community forget and forgot how many people actually died from it, and we've given up all of our cares about it. And I think hopefully this person will bring back some memories and people will start taking care of themselves again. I mean, I know that you can't put a stop to events that have thousands and thousands of people, but China right now is completely shut down again.
Wow. Yeah.
Is that going to happen to the U.S. in 6 months? I don't know.
And it could. Do you like that? Reminded me of something. We celebrated World AIDS Day a couple of weeks back, and do you think people have forgotten about AIDS and HIV like they do about COVID?
Yes, because of PrEP. And the problem with that, being on my side of the business, is I hear these kids, 15, 20 years ago, we would send a kid for testing, and if he came back HIV positive, we would be here with a hysterical crying 18, 19, 20-year-old.
Wow.
And it would probably be maybe 5 a week, and
Wow.
I'm not exaggerating.
Wow.
And now it's maybe 2 a year. But every other STD has increased tenfold. Between syphilis and gonorrhea and chlamydia and other things, it's just insane the amount of stuff. Like, I feel like I've turned into a doctor having to answer all these calls and all these questions. People asked me what my feeling was on COVID, and I said, COVID reminds me of HIV and AIDS back in the 80s, because I lived in San Jose, California. We were going to San Francisco. If you're walking down a street and somebody on right where you are coughed, you would immediately cross the street.
Yeah.
That became the same thing that was happening during COVID.
Yeah. You couldn't have an allergy during
Nope.
COVID without somebody giving you the side-eye mean face. So
And then I look at things now, these kids' answers is, oh, I'm on PrEP, don't worry. I'm on PrEP, don't worry. Dude, PrEP protects you from HIV, and only at X percentage. So while I'm not down on PrEP, I'm not a negative PrEPster like I used to be. I just think there's not enough education. Like when a doctor hands out a prescription for PrEP, okay, here you go, have fun, go have sex. They're not reminding these kids that it doesn't protect you against these other things.
Yeah.
And that's when my team and I feel like parents and have to sit here and tell these kids that it's not what you think it is. It's not a wonder drug.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're gonna die like it did back in the day, but it still means something. And there are huge side effects to the medication as well. There's a lot of cancers that are caused by it as well. You don't just get this PrEP and it's over.
Correct. But they think PrEP is the wonder drug. We laugh. I mean, I have two assistants out here. I have Stephen, who I thank God for every day. I have Justin, who is amazing. And we laugh when the phone calls come in, when the kids say to us, "Oh yeah, I don't care. I'm on PrEP." And when we try to explain undetectable is untransmittable, and I don't care about that because I'm on PrEP.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, when you get on a set, I need you to look at that penis. If you see a sore, if it's dripping, whatever, say something. You know,
If you see something on a penis, say something.
it's difficult dealing with all the STDs every single day and having to explain to a kid, well, I had syphilis 4 years ago. I shouldn't have it now. And I'm like, syphilis is with you for your entire life.
Oh my God.
No matter what you do, it's going to be in your system your whole life.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, and people don't even know about that.
The difference between syphilis and love?
Is?
Syphilis is forever.
You see? You see?
Sorry.
So, I love porn. Thank you for all you do. And gay porn is my favorite, of course. Duh, right? And we are in, it's...
Laying on a bed that there have probably been 200 scenes shot on.
I love that. Is that weird? That excites me, sort of. Like, another girl would run out of here and sanitize herself from head to toe. FayWhat is kind of like, that's hot.
Oh,
right?
there have been girls on this bed many times.
Yeah. There's a girl I saw on your site that we have to talk about afterwards. Anyway, so listen, porn is now it's not something that people used to hide. I used to find my stepdad's Playboys and stuff like that, it's not something that's so hidden anymore. And it really means...
Wait a minute, so did I.
They were the same ones. Is there something that we don't touch when it comes to a gay porn film? Is there just some kind of scene that just would be we're not going to go there? Would we have a BLM porn?
Unfair question.
I know.
Because we are a distributor for several different lines of DVDs. You saw my warehouse up front. Mm-hmm. One of the lines of DVDs that we distribute for has some extreme titles to it.
Okay.
That I am really against, and I can't do anything about production. Steven, can you bring me a copy of my favorite dark DVD? Yes.
I love that you have a side voice. I have a side voice too.
No, but what I love is I didn't have to name the DVD. He knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I know. And the fact that what's good is that he also was like, "Oh my God, again!" like you want that DVD again?
There's about 60 titles that we distribute, and I would say probably half of them, in my opinion, are offensive titles. Mm-hmm. And I can't do anything about it.
Hi.
Here's Steven, by the way.
Hi, Steven. Look at his shirt. He's so hot. Hi. Wow. Hello, Pito Rojo.
Gracias.
I knew it, man. I love it.
I'm going to give this to Faye face down.
Okay. I see a really nice butt behind it.
Right in the middle. It's a title
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of those titles that we just don't say. But,
I got
there's
it.
A lot of DVDs like that. And
there's a space for it, and there's people who want this particular one.
Yes.
It would just be like a derogatory name for a culture or for somewhere that you're from, okay? That people would take it the wrong way. But some people actually say it to each other in a very what's up kind of way. So it's, really depends on who you would ask. I can understand why you would be uncomfortable with it. I kind of am uncomfortable with it, but I also kind of want to lick the DVD. So there's a weird line there.
It is. You ask about the whole BLM thing, and yeah, there have been issues and there have been problems, and it knocked out a lot of the porn industry for many, many, many months. There's one model out there right now that thinks that I'm the biggest racist on the planet. I laugh about that. But anyway, the issue that we have is the majority of the studios, while the studios are producing what the fans want, the fans are not being open to and not wanting certain people in their DVDs, as far as I can see. Being on my side, I don't cast. Okay. I send out pictures. I don't cast anything. It's my job to try to get my models work, whether they're any race, ethnicity, age, whatever. Some of the older guys get mad because they can't get work. Some of the twinks get mad because they can't get work. So, when you talk about the BLM movement, it's the same thing. And I catch hell for it every single day, but there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, but it's something that you need to address, and you are.
And I've addressed it at several different seminars and online and in person, and I can't change the mind of the public that buys the DVDs. But I can laugh about it because whenever I get an order for this specific DVD, they have an AOL email address and they live in New York. So we could figure out who it is,
So I know that you don't work part with the names of these porn movies and stuff like that. Do you have like a favorite porn name, like a favorite porn movie? That's not your favorite one. Shut up! Come on. Look. Some of the movies that came out this year that I like. Okay.
God,
no. Twink Light, Captain America, the Twink Avenger. Okay. Bat Dude and Throbbing. The Web of Sperm, that was a good one. That was a really good one. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Balls. That one was
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Balls. I probably have 200 copies in the lobby, but that is an amazing movie. That is what kind of started it. That was a few years ago. That was done by Dominic Ford, and I believe that was in 3D as well. They're smoky and anyway, they're. Yeah, when it comes to titles and movies like that, I have to laugh at them. Harry Potter was a great one, not even a question about it. Some of the ones like, the generic ones, the Pizza Boy, he delivers. Come on, I mean,
But do you have one now with Amazon? Well, the Amazon guy delivers, and he comes in and delivers some more. Like, that's right there. That's right there. No? I know it's going to be in the next one, and FayWhat just wants a little bit at the bottom.
I think if I used the name Amazon, if I suggested it, we'd probably get in a little bit of trouble.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'd get a phone call from Jeff going, hey, but we've all done scenes like that 100 times. There was a website that used to be filmed out of this studio 20 years ago called Lost in the Hood. Yeah. And there was one episode, I was off the weekend, and I came in on Monday, and there were smashed watermelons in the parking lot all over by the front doors. And I called the producer that used the studio, and I said, what did you do? And then he sent me a copy of the DVD. And there was a fight in the parking lot between a white guy and a black guy about a watermelon. And
oh my God. Who writes this stuff?
The same guy who beat it. That same website, they beat up the Easter Bunny with a pizza. Sliced pizzas, one at a time. They were all smacking the Easter Bunny. I have no idea why.
I would have thought more like sodomy with a carrot. That's what I would have thought. Like something like that, right? No, maybe. I'm just saying. Okay, so talking about websites. I had your website up the other day, and it's not the first time. And of course, and my mother-in-law walked by when the screen was open.
Oh, God.
I couldn't. My mother-in-law is a Trumper. I couldn't even begin to try to explain that I was doing research, right? Because I was doing research. That's what I was doing.
I used to look at my dad's National Geographics because it was research.
Did you really? So I came across Josh Cannon.
Yes.
With his Canon.
Yes.
Like, holy Canon. How long has he been working for you?
Probably about a year and a half.
That's
but
it.
He's not. I mean, he's a good kid. He's a nice kid. He's geographically undesirable. Best way I could put it. When I have somebody that it's going to take more than 2 flights to get them to somewhere, they're geographically undesirable. If it's going to be $1,000 airline ticket, there's not a lot I can do.
No, I got it. I got it.
He's a great kid. He's a cute kid. He's a good performer.
But it wasn't okay. Well, I really didn't give a crap about his performance. I was just looking at his Canon, and there were a couple of beautiful women also.
Yes.
Incredible representation.
That's the new side of FabScout. FabScout TS.
Okay.
Has launched because it seemed like only the obvious next move, and it was a perfect logo design because I just took the FabScout and added an S at the end, and it was perfect. FabScout TS. And I don't have a lot of girls right now. I have 3. I think we're about to have 4, and it's fine. I think that whether it's male to female trans or female to male trans, I believe that everybody deserves to have representation that gives a shit. And there's some of these girls and guys that have what's called a suitcase pimp. You know, they throw the kid in the back of the car and bring the kid around to however many studios they can, and by the end of a weekend, that kid is used up like chop meat.
Oh, that's awful.
And you know, the suitcase pimp takes X amount percentage, and the kid thinks he got a great deal when this other guy just walked away with 50% or whatever. It's not cool, but they are around.
Ouch.
Your next question, I'm sure, is going to be about fluffers. There is no such thing as a fluffer.
There really isn't a
There
fluffer? Like, that was the job I was going to apply for. Like,
You
I
have
thought I'd be
seen-
perfect for
You have
it.
seen my office. There's no couch, so there's no casting
So
couch.
so there's
Those
no
are
fluffer.
all non-existent.
I love that.
I had to bring it up because I knew it
No,
was gonna
because
come
it's,
up.
come on, that's like such a great, that would be like the awesomest job of the world. Fluffer. Faye the fluffer. FayWhat the fluffer. But now you're saying that you're not taking applications, so.
What the fluff?
What the fluff? So here at the FayWhat show, we do like a little game just so people could learn more about you, right? It's just very simple stuff, and it's just a way for people to learn about you. You know, like the porn industry, it's not, you're a whole lot more. You were inducted into the GayVNs this year too.
The GayVN Hall of Fame.
Not even, okay, see, then he corrects me. It's not just the GayVN, it was the GayVN Hall of
Well-
Fame, Faye. Get it right.
GayVN is the gay adult video news, so
Mm-hmm.
it's the entire gay industry. AVN, which is arguably the most popular out there, with the big convention in January and the award show and all the celebrities and everything. 2 years ago, the award show was dark. Last year, the award show went live again, but not with a big audience. We just had a big show in LA, and it was truly an honor that I could never have. I mean, I was hoping for it, but I didn't think I was going to
Okay,
get
that's
it.
what I was going to ask you. Like, I love that you're being humble, but you've also worked your ass in this industry for 20 freaking years, and they see that, and it just made sense for you to be inducted.
It was amazing, and I got there, and I remember them first thing. By the way, Howard, you have to help us out at the front door. Everybody has to get a COVID test when they walk in. You have to double check IDs. Oh, and by the way, can you bring in about 25 guys that are tested that can sit on set with us? And I'm like, you're giving me 1 day's notice to get this all done.
But the award is pretty heavy and nice. So you did follow through with everything that they
Absolutely.
needed you to do, and then who was in your acceptance speech?
I think my dad probably was mentioned more than
I love that.
anybody because my dad passed away a year ago, 2 weeks ago, and he was like everybody, a major part of my life. But he was really cool. I remember when I came out, I told my mom a year before my dad, and then when I finally told my dad, I said, I have something to tell you. He goes, please don't tell me you're coming out because this is not something I didn't know already.
Ah, that's the best
He just
coming
made
out
it
story
really cool.
ever.
Yeah,
I love that.
He was a good man. He was 90, so it was his time.
No, and he was okay with all of this.
And my mother carries around my business cards with her, and she hands them out. Unfortunately, she hands them out to older men, thinking that, call my son, he's single. I'm like, Mom, that's not what we're going for.
Are you single?
I am.
Are you single because of all of this?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I'm an asshole. That's why I'm single.
Are you single because you have a house full of gay porn models?
All the time. I think what I enjoyed about the last 5 days, there's been no porn stars in town the last 5 days in my house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been absolutely wonderful. Normally, last week I had 5, and it was a lot. It was a lot.
And you had no interest in dating any of them? What kind of guy do you look for? Like a nice, normal freaking guy who goes to the office? Is it
Breathing.
an accountant, maybe?
Breathing.
A breathing guy. A breathing guy.
You know,
Who breathes?
It's very funny. I was with my ex for 18 and a half years, and he is now my business partner, and we are very much soulmates. He's married, and his husband and I are good friends, and him and I are the best of friends. We will be together in each other's lives until we're dead.
I love that. And you know that soulmates are not supposed to be together. That's how it works.
18 and a half years, so it was the best 3 years of my life. And then I was single for a while, and then I met my other ex, and we were together for 6.5 years, and we are now absolute best friends. I'm more like an uncle. Yeah, I couldn't complain.
Are you currently looking?
No.
Okay, so if you want to, let us
No.
know. No. Okay. No, I believe that. All right, what's your favorite holiday, Howard?
You know, it used to be Halloween, but 15 years at Party City, that kind of took it out of me. I think Arbor Day.
Arbor Day! Plant the tree!
Because Hallmark doesn't have a card for it.
I'm surprised they don't. All right, okay, let's play the or game on the FayWhat show. So here we go. Ketchup or mustard?
Ketchup.
Grindr or Facebook?
Facebook.
Boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
Marinara or Alfredo sauce?
Bolognese. Neither. I can't. Bad stomach, sorry.
Oh my God. Stranger Things or American Horror Story?
American Horror Story.
All right. RuPaul's Drag Race or The Masked Singer?
Ooh, that's a really tough
I know,
choice.
it's a tough one. I know. We love both in our community.
RuPaul.
Oh, ooh, okay. All right. Do you pray before bed or go down a TikTok hole?
Before bed and when I wake up, it's TikTok hell.
I knew it.
Total TikTok hell.
Bears or Twinks?
Bears.
Damn, that was quick. See how much you can learn right here on the FayWhat show? Look at all that you learned about Howard.
Yeah,
Twinks, when
but
why?
Bears has only been lately. I think. I mean, yeah, I've dated Twinks. Everybody, you know.
Everybody's dated
but
Twinks. I dated a Twink. I mean, seriously.
I'm kind of changing. I'm looking more for a bigger, beefier, semi-normal, because you know, in this town, with a job again in this town.
Yeah.
Not in the public eye. Somebody that doesn't want to go to bars. Somebody that, you know, and Twinks want to be out there. They want to go to bars.
They want to be seen. They want the, yeah, no, I totally get it. What do you wish for when you're blowing out the candles on your birthday cake?
That's a really tough question. I would say the answers to a lot of medical questions. I wish that they would be able to find cures for things, and that things wouldn't affect certain groups of people the way they do.
I love that. I thought you were world peace. I hate when people say that. It's like, come on. You know what I mean? Like,
What was that Miss America with the South Carolina girl?
because oh my God, yeah, no, that woman was so sad. Do you remember that?
I couldn't stop laughing.
So
On TikTok this morning, by the way, it was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
2
this morning.
hours you went down the
Yes.
TikTok hole like that.
My dog had to pee.
I love dogs, and I love that you love your dogs too. So it's crazy. Like when I think about just how big the porn has become all the way around, right? You know, did you hear about the craziness that happened with FTX, the Old American Airlines Arena? So the Old American Airlines Arena in Miami, right, was bought by FTX. FTX was the cryptocurrency that went under, right? So now the two other companies that are vying to win the name are Bang Brothers and another porn company. I can't remember the other one. But I mean, what's the smile for?
In a conversation with Bang Brothers, supposedly that's just a rumor and not true.
Okay, and Booby Trap was the other one.
Absolutely the same. It was somebody that posted a meme as a joke, and it got taken seriously.
Oh my God, kind of like the Party City costumes during Halloween that everybody started putting on.
The spirit costumes.
The spirit
yeah.
costumes. And the guy was like, they had a costume for gay, and I posted it, and I was like upset. I was beside myself. I had all these comments, and then I was like, oops, sorry, it was a fake one.
But I saw the arena picture, and I sent it up to them, and they were like, you know how fake this is, correct? And I'm like, okay. The money that porn companies used to make is insane. The money that porn companies make now, I'm sure, is still insane, but nowhere near what it used to be. OnlyFans and Just for Fans and sites like that have kind of taken a bite out of not only my business, but their businesses. And the internet, Twitter and Instagram and stuff has made it so easy for people to communicate with each other that there's a lot of people that don't need an agent or don't want an agent. And they feel they can do it all themselves until they screw something up and then call me and say, can you help me with this?
I messed up.
And then I have to, you know.
What is your guilty pleasure?
Potato chips.
Sour cream and onion? Nacho? Buffalo?
I mean,
Just plain old salty ass, oily ass chips.
I worked hard on this.
Howard, Andrew, thank you so much for being in your bed with me. Can you, all right, he's gonna on the FayWhat show, but in bed with me. Thank you so much. This has been so eye-opening, and other place openings.
All that I can say is, please wash your hands when you're done. sanitize.
You know that I love you and I adore you.
And I do too.
I really do appreciate this. This was like, I've always wanted to sit and have this conversation and learn more about the industry.
I know for a
everything
couple
that
of
it
years we've talked about it. It became kind of a running joke
Yeah.
back and forth. And
Because I didn't think you actually wanted to get in bed with me. Like, I thought for sure, it's hard for girls in this community,
Why?
to be accepted because I'm usually surrounded by a bunch of penises.
currently you're surrounded by 4 penises.
Yeah, it's a good day.
Count again.
And it's a good day.
Where is number 4?
Over there.
No.
Oh, here. I love you, darling. Continue with the success. I know that a lot more accolades are going to come because you don't do all of this with here. You also do a lot of it with this.
It's not about the accolades. It's just about doing it. And I'm not trying to be that humble asshole or whatever. It's like I'm kind of the guy behind the scenes. My assistant Matt has worked for me now for 19 years. He is working part-time now. He moved to North Carolina. He's still with the company. Steven has been with me for 17 years. God, that's, to be a 20-year-old company and have 2 out of your 3 employees be with you for that long is...
It says a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It says a lot, especially when people are like, quietly quitting and working from home and all of that, And I will also sit here and thank you for your inclusivity, I mean, you really do have everything represented, and I will sit here and say thank you for that. Not many people do that. All the colors, all the shades, all the lengths. Do you need a big penis to do this job?
No, not at all.
See, my friends that were asking, now you know. Thank you very much, Howard, for being in bed with me. Folks, Howard Andrew, Fab Scout. Make sure you go check it out. Don't forget to also get some of the other party favors that he also sells.
Well, go to the shop, FabScout.com/shop, and put in FayWhat.
Perfect. FabScout.com /shop. Shop. And there you'll see everything that you need and love. And you'll get 20% off if you put FayWhat in the code. Come on, all right? And let me know how much you enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite flavor is, okay? Because I'm always...
You just have to tell Justin to make sure to put that code in the computer.
Justin, make sure you put that code in the computer. All right. We will be right back.
Thank you.
So, did you enjoy the show? I know you did. So make sure to click subscribe so you won't miss any of the events, news, or interviews right here on the FayWhat Show. Ring the bell at the bottom of the screen, right there, so you'll be alerted every time we're live. You can also click on the Happening Out Television Network logo so you can see all of the shows on the most diverse LGBTQ plus media network. Find out just what we're doing to bring the L and the G together right here on the FayWhat Show. Get the week started with me.